following his portrayal of Jim Stark. The character's vulnerability and defiance became a symbol for those who struggled to fit into the rigid social norms of the 1950s. At the same time, beneath the surface of Dean's public persona, there were complex layers involving his personal life and the pressures of Hollywood's studio system. His rumored relationships and the notion of gay-for-pay roles highlight how the industry often exploited or concealed actors' true identities to maintain a certain image. This duality between Dean's rebellious on-screen image and the constraints imposed by the entertainment business reveals much about the era's attitudes toward sexuality and fame. His life and career illustrate the tension between authentic self-expression and the commercial demands that shaped the legacy he left behind. James Dean's presence in 1950s Hollywood was unlike any other. His unique aura combined a rugged, traditional masculinity with a softer, almost androgynous quality that set him apart from his peers. This blend created a mysterious charm that was both confident and vulnerable, drawing attention from a wide range of people, including both women and men, which was quite unusual for that era. Unlike the polished, conventionally handsome stars of the time, Dean's appeal came from his rough edges and emotionally intense performances. These qualities made him a symbol of rebellion and complex emotions, resonating deeply with audiences. His ability to portray characters who were both strong and sensitive made him memorable, and gave him a magnetic charm that has lasted well beyond his brief career. This combination of traits made him not just a star, but an enduring icon who challenged the norms of masculinity in Hollywood and left a lasting impression on popular culture. James Dean emerged as a powerful symbol of youthful defiance during a time when many young people felt stifled by the rigid rules and expectations of society. His roles often portrayed characters who pushed back against the norms, embodying the restless spirit of a generation eager to break free from conformity. Through his performances, he gave voice to the frustrations and desires of a post-war youth searching for identity and meaning in a world that was rapidly evolving. This connection resonated deeply, making him more than just a movie star. He became a cultural icon who captured the essence of rebellion and the quest for authenticity. His influence helped to shape a new wave of anti-establishment attitudes in cinema, inspiring young audiences to question authority and embrace their individuality. As a figure who articulated the passions and struggles of his time, he left an enduring mark on both film and society. Despite the societal stigma of the 1950s, James Dean remains a significant figure in LGBTQ history, especially as a gay icon. Rumors about his relationships with both men and women persisted, adding to the mystery surrounding his personal life. His sexuality was fluid and complex, and he never labeled himself, which made him difficult to define by the narrow standards of his time. This refusal to conform, combined with his intense performances on screen, made him a beloved figure within the LGBTQ community. Dean's enigmatic nature and his defiance of convention helped solidify his status as one of the most enduring gay icons, admired not only for his talent, but also for his boldness in living authentically in an era that demanded conformity. His legacy continues to inspire those who see in him a symbol of freedom and self-expression. James Dean lived a life that went beyond simple labels, especially when it came to his sexuality. He formed relationships with both men and women, showing a willingness to explore connections that did not fit into the strict norms of his time. This openness was quite rare during an era when society expected people to fit neatly into categories. Despite this, Dean often avoided defining his sexuality clearly, choosing instead to live in a way that felt true to himself. This approach made him admired by many who saw him as authentic and brave, but it also brought controversy because it challenged the conservative views of the public and the entertainment industry. His refusal to be confined by traditional sexual identities reflected a deep desire to be genuine, even if it meant facing misunderstanding or judgment. This aspect of his life reveals a man who valued personal truth over fitting in, a quality that added to his lasting impact and mystique. Biographers suggest that James Dean approached his relationships with a clear sense of pragmatism, viewing them as tools to advance his career, rather than purely personal connections. In the fiercely competitive world of Hollywood, Dean recognized that forging strategic alliances could open doors that raw talent alone might not unlock. His relationships often served as stepping stones, helping him secure roles and gain access to influential people within the industry. This practical mindset meant that his connections were rarely just about romance or friendship. They were carefully navigated moves designed to enhance his standing and visibility. Dean was known to adapt his public image and persona to fit the expectations of those he sought to impress or collaborate with, showing a willingness to mold himself in ways that would maximize his opportunities. This adaptability and focus on leveraging relationships reflect a calculated effort to climb the Hollywood ladder amid challenges and competition. His story reveals a side of the actor that was as much about strategic thinking as it was about artistic passion, highlighting how ambition and pragmatism intertwined in his brief but impactful career. Among the many aspects that shaped James Dean's legendary status, his connections with some of Hollywood's most iconic figures played a significant role. His social circle included Marilyn Monroe, Elizabeth Taylor, Judy Garland, Rock Hudson, and Marlon Brando, all of whom were giants of the entertainment world. These relationships sparked endless curiosity and speculation among fans who wondered about the depth and nature of his bonds with these stars. The intrigue surrounding these connections only added to Dean's enigmatic charm, making him appear as someone who lived beyond the ordinary rules of society and Hollywood alike. His friendships and romances with these well-known personalities not only boosted his public image, but also embedded him deeply in the cultural fabric of the golden era. This web of relationships helped to create a lasting fascination that continues to captivate people, preserving his memory as a figure who was both part of and apart from the glamorous world he inhabited. Despite his fame and success, James Dean's personal life was shadowed by deep inner struggles. Those who knew him well described him as a man who was intensely introspective, often wrestling with feelings of loneliness and insecurity. His emotional instability was a constant undercurrent, shaping much of his behavior and relationships. Many believed his volatile temperament stemmed from unresolved issues rooted in his past, creating a storm of emotions that he found difficult to control. This turmoil was visible in the way he interacted with others, as he frequently pulled away, choosing self-isolation over connection. This habit not only heightened his sense of solitude, but also contributed to the mysterious and complex persona that surrounded him. Friends and colleagues often saw this side of Dean as both a source of pain and a defining part of who he was, revealing a man caught between the demands of his public image and the turmoil within. James Dean was known for his intense and risky lifestyle, often living on the edge in ways that went beyond the typical rebellious actor image. He reportedly carried a flick knife with him and engaged in self-harm as part of his acting exercises, showing a willingness to push himself physically and emotionally to extremes. This behavior was not just for show. It revealed a deeper struggle with his mental health, suggesting that his fascination with danger and confrontation was tied to inner turmoil. His bad boy reputation was more than a crafted persona. It reflected a troubled psyche that sought out risk and intensity both on and off the screen. This self-destructive streak added a raw authenticity to his performances, making his portrayals more compelling and believable. His roles often mirrored his private battles, allowing audiences to connect with a genuine sense of conflict and vulnerability. Although their relationship was brief, the romance between James Dean and Marilyn Monroe was marked by a powerful intensity that captured the essence of classic Hollywood passion. Their time together was filled with both fiery moments and gentle tenderness, reflecting the ups and downs that often come with such a dramatic connection. Both Dean and Monroe understood that maintaining a long-term relationship would be difficult, given the pressures they each faced. Monroe wrestled with the challenges of fame and her own sense of self, while Dean grappled with similar struggles in his life. This shared experience created a deep bond between them, making their fleeting romance a meaningful chapter in their lives, even as it was destined to be short-lived. Their story remains a poignant example of how two iconic figures found a brief but unforgettable connection amidst the chaos of their careers and personal battles. Often described as insecure and difficult to work with, James Dean's personality was marked by a complex mix of self-doubt and a yearning for approval. This insecurity frequently showed itself as arrogance or aloofness, creating a barrier between him and those around him. Despite his immense talent and the admiration he garnered, Dean constantly questioned his own abilities, which made him a challenging figure in Hollywood circles. Some people admired his raw talent and intensity, while others found his behavior frustrating and hard to manage. His struggle was not just personal, but also professional, as he wrestled internally with the gap between how others saw him and how he felt about himself. This tension shaped much of his interactions and contributed to the polarizing image he left behind. From a young age, James Dean faced profound losses that shaped the course of his life and character. The death of his mother, who was his closest confidant and a major influence, left a deep void in his world. This loss was not just a personal tragedy, but a turning point that left him feeling isolated and unmoored. Without her presence, his relationship with his father grew strained, adding to his sense of disconnection. These early experiences of grief and loneliness planted the seeds of the emotional struggles he would carry throughout his life. The complexity of his personality, marked by vulnerability and intensity, can be traced back to these formative years. This emotional depth later became a defining feature of both his real-life demeanor and the characters he portrayed on screen, reflecting a man shaped by early heartbreak and a search for belonging. After his mother passed away, James Dean's relationship with his father grew increasingly difficult. His father decided to send him to live with relatives, a choice that left James feeling deeply abandoned. This sense of being left behind created a wound that never fully healed. Over time, Dean's resentment toward his father became a constant source of pain. He struggled with the emotional distance and often voiced his bitterness about the way he was treated. This feeling of abandonment created an emptiness inside him, one that he tried to fill by forming strong friendships and seeking out mentors who could offer support and guidance. Despite these efforts, the unresolved tension with his father remained at the heart of his emotional challenges, influencing his relationships and his outlook on life. During his formative years, Dean sought guidance and support from various influential figures, among whom a local Methodist pastor played a significant yet controversial role. This relationship went beyond simple mentorship, stirring much speculation over its true nature. The pastor may have provided Dean with a sense of the paternal connection he had been missing, filling a void left by his absent or distant father figure. However, this connection was far from straightforward, and left Dean grappling with unresolved emotional wounds. These deep-seated scars influenced how he related to others throughout his life, shaping his personal interactions and emotional world in ways that were complex and often painful. The pastor's role in Dean's life highlights the complicated nature of seeking guidance and the lasting impact such relationships can have on a person's emotional development. Friends of James Dean often observed his mood swings, which could shift without warning from lighthearted to deeply somber. This unpredictability was a reflection of the emotional struggles he faced inside. He was a person who felt things intensely, and this sensitivity sometimes made it hard for him to maintain steady relationships. When overwhelmed by his feelings, he tended to pull away from those around him, creating distance even with close friends. Despite this, Dean was open about his vulnerabilities in moments of trust, sharing his fears and self-doubts with those he felt safe with. His emotional depth gave him a unique charm, but also led to periods of isolation when he needed space to cope with his inner turmoil. This pattern of connection and retreat showed how much his emotions shaped his life and interactions. From an early age, Dean shared a special connection with his mother, who played a key role in shaping his artistic dreams. She encouraged him to explore his creativity and believed deeply in his talents, giving him the confidence to follow his passions. This close relationship became a source of comfort and strength for him throughout his life. Her influence was powerful, planting a love for the arts and a sense of self-worth that stayed with him even as he faced challenges. After her passing, Dean felt a significant emptiness, one that he tried to fill through his work and the people he met. Despite his fame and many acquaintances, he often said that his mother was the one person who truly understood him, highlighting how much her support meant to his journey. After the death of his mother, James Dean faced a profound change in his life when he was sent to live with his aunt and uncle in Indiana. This move was not just a change of address, but a shift into a new world that felt unfamiliar and difficult. Lieutenant Dean struggled deeply to adjust to his new surroundings, grappling with the weight of loss and the absence of his immediate family. The loneliness he experienced during this time was intense, leaving him feeling disconnected from those around him and uncertain about where he belonged. This period shaped much of his personality, blending a strong sense of independence with a vulnerability that made him complex and compelling. The quiet struggles and adjustments he made while living in Indiana left a lasting impact on how he saw himself and the world, influencing the way he carried himself in later years. Despite the challenges he faced, James Dean excelled in school, showing remarkable skill in academics, sports, and drama. His achievements reflected a strong spirit and determination to succeed, even when life was difficult. Lieutenant teachers and classmates admired him, appreciating not only his talents, but also his character. Acting and sports became important outlets for his emotions, helping him express himself and build confidence. These early successes revealed a natural ability to draw attention and captivate an audience, qualities that would later define his career in Hollywood. His dedication and passion during these formative years set the stage for the legendary status he would eventually achieve. After briefly studying law, James Dean decided to change his path and focus on drama, which marked the start of his journey into the world of acting. This change was significant because it set him on a course toward becoming a well-known actor in Hollywood. Early in this new phase, he met actor James Whitmore, who saw the potential in Dean and became his mentor. Whitmore's guidance helped Dean understand the difficulties of the acting profession and how to handle them. This support was important as Dean worked hard to improve his skills and prove himself. He was serious about his craft and showed great dedication to every role he took on. His intense performances caught the attention of many, and he quickly gained respect as a talented actor who brought depth and passion to his characters. This shift to acting was a crucial moment in his life, as it allowed Dean to fully express his abilities and pursue his dreams in the entertainment industry. James Dean's breakthrough came with his roles in East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant, where he portrayed complex characters that resonated deeply with audiences. His performances were marked by a raw emotional intensity that set him apart from his peers, capturing the struggles and inner turmoil of young men facing societal pressures. These roles solidified his place in Hollywood, as his portrayal of troubled, rebellious characters struck a chord with a generation seeking authenticity and truth on the screen. Dean's dedication to his craft was evident in the way he channeled personal struggles into his performances, bringing a genuine vulnerability and passion that made his characters memorable and relatable. Through these films, he became a symbol of youthful angst and defiance, embodying emotions that many found difficult to express. His ability to convey complex feelings without words, relying on subtle expressions and body language, added depth to his characters and made his work stand out. This emotional honesty in his acting created a lasting impact, influencing future generations of actors and filmmakers who admired his fearless approach. Despite his brief career, these roles ensured that his legacy would endure, as he captured a moment in time when young people were searching for meaning and identity. The intensity and authenticity he brought to East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant remain powerful examples of his unique talent and commitment to storytelling, leaving a mark on Hollywood and the hearts of audiences everywhere. Dean's connection with Rogers Brackett played a crucial role in shaping his early career in Hollywood. Brackett, a well-known Hollywood executive, offered Dean more than just professional guidance. He became a mentor who helped him understand the complexities of the film industry. This mentorship gave Dean access to opportunities that might have otherwise been out of reach. The nature of their relationship sparked controversy, as some speculated it went beyond professional bounds, but regardless of the rumors, Brackett's impact was undeniable. He helped Dean navigate the competitive landscape, opening doors to roles that would become defining moments in his career. Dean's readiness to build relationships with powerful industry figures like Brackett was a deliberate part of his approach to success, showing his awareness that talent alone was not enough to break through Hollywood's barriers. This alliance allowed Dean to rise quickly, setting the stage for his lasting legacy in film. The mentorship Dean received from Rogers Brackett stirred much debate, with some people seeing it as exploitative. Their relationship was complicated, blending guidance with controversy. Brackett played a key role in Dean's life, offering support that helped him navigate the tricky world of Hollywood, where personal and professional lines often became unclear. This mentorship was a double-edged sword, providing Dean with opportunities, but also reminding him of the costs he had to pay for his career. The connection left deep marks on his personal life, influencing how he viewed love and loyalty. It showed the challenges Dean faced behind the scenes, struggling to maintain his identity while under the influence of someone whose intentions were not always pure. This complex dynamic shaped much of Dean's experience in the entertainment industry and the sacrifices he made to pursue his dreams. Navigating Hollywood's complex and exclusive world required more than talent, and James Dean understood this well. His friendships with influential figures in the industry played a crucial role in shaping his career. These connections opened doors that might have otherwise remained closed, allowing him to land roles that brought him recognition and fame. Hollywood's tightly knit circles often made it difficult for newcomers to break through, but Dean's social network became a strategic asset. Through these relationships, he gained valuable insights into the workings of the industry, learning how to position himself effectively. His ability to adapt and build alliances showed his determination to succeed in a competitive environment. This approach not only helped him secure opportunities, but also established him as a rising star who could navigate the challenges of Hollywood with skill and savvy. Throughout his life, James Dean's charisma and magnetic personality drew people to him in a way few could resist. Known for his charm, he had a natural ability to captivate audiences not just on the screen, but wherever he went. His unique appeal was a blend of warmth and intensity, creating an image that made him stand out as a star. Dean's presence was commanding, marked by a rebellious spirit that added depth to his charm. This combination of traits made him one of the most iconic figures of his era, attracting fans who were fascinated by his enigmatic nature. His intensity as an actor brought a raw and genuine energy to his roles, enhancing his ability to hold attention. People were drawn to the way he seemed both approachable and mysterious at the same time, creating a persona that lingered long after he left the room. His charm was not just surface level, it was deeply connected to his passion and the authentic emotions he conveyed. This magnetic personality helped shape the legacy that continues to influence and inspire even today. Dean's life came to an abrupt end in 1955 when he died in a car accident while driving his Porsche Spyder. The crash was a tragic event that shocked Hollywood and his fans worldwide. Dean's fascination with speed and danger was part of his image, but it ultimately led to his untimely death. The accident cut short a promising career, leaving fans to wonder what might have been. His death was a loss for Hollywood, as he had just begun to establish himself as a significant talent. At the time of his passing, Dean was only 24 years old, and had already made a lasting impact on the film industry with his performances in films like Rebel, Without a Cause, and East of Eden. His intense acting style and brooding persona resonated with a generation of young people. The news of his death spread quickly, and many mourned the loss of a star who seemed destined for greatness. In the aftermath of the accident, discussions about the dangers of reckless driving and the glamorization of speed in Hollywood became more prominent. Dean's tragic end served as a cautionary tale, reminding others of the risks associated with such a lifestyle. His legacy continues to influence actors and filmmakers, and his films remain classics that capture the spirit of youth and rebellion. Following his untimely death, James Dean's legacy only grew stronger, as his image came to represent rebellion and youthful defiance. His brief life and tragic ending added a layer of mystery and fascination that drew fans and biographers alike to explore the many sides of his personality. Beyond the world of film, Dean became a powerful symbol of the 1950s, capturing the restless spirit of a generation seeking freedom and identity. His influence shaped not just cinema, but also the broader culture, inspiring countless artists, musicians, and fashion trends that echoed his rebellious style. Even decades later, his name evokes a sense of enigma and charisma, making him one of Hollywood's most enduring and captivating figures. His presence continues to be felt in popular culture, a reminder of a time when youth challenged the status quo with passion and intensity. The Porsche Spyder involved in James Dean's fatal accident has gained a reputation for being cursed. After the crash, parts of the car were sold off, and those who bought them reportedly faced accidents or bad luck, which only deepened the car's dark legend. This sense of a curse grew over time, becoming a significant part of James Dean's story. Fans and historians often discuss the strange events linked to the car, wondering if something beyond coincidence is at play. The mystery surrounding the car's disappearance has also added to its mystique, making it a symbol of the tragic end to Dean's life. This cursed vehicle continues to fascinate people, representing more than just a car, but a haunting reminder of fate and misfortune. The mystique surrounding James Dean's fatal Porsche has only deepened over time, as parts of the car became linked to strange and unsettling accidents. This led to the idea of a curse tied to the vehicle, which many believed carried the dark fate of its owner. Stories circulated among dealers and collectors who claimed to have pieces of the car, each adding to the eerie legend that clung to the remnants of that tragic day. This sense of superstition grew, blending with the narrative of Dean's untimely death, and shaping his image as a figure forever marked by tragedy and mystery. The car and its parts turned into symbols of bad luck and doom, continuing to fascinate those who are drawn to the darker side of Hollywood history and the fragile nature of fame. The legacy of the Porsche and its connection to James Dean remains a haunting reminder of how closely danger and allure can intertwine. Despite his brief career, James Dean remains one of Hollywood's most iconic figures, embodying the spirit of rebellion and youth. His influence is still felt in popular culture, as his image continues to inspire new generations. Throughout his life and career, Dean was defined by a quest for authenticity, seeking to bring real emotion and depth to every role he played. This pursuit made him stand out in an era when many actors followed more conventional paths. His intensity and talent captivated audiences, leaving a lasting impression that has not faded over time. People remember him not only for his performances but also for the raw honesty he brought to the screen. His impact on film and popular culture remains timeless, as he continues to symbolize a restless spirit and a yearning for truth in art. Ultimately, James Dean's story reveals the complex realities behind the glamour of Hollywood's golden age. His image as a rebellious icon masked the personal challenges and societal pressures he faced, especially regarding his sexuality and the expectations placed on him by the film industry. The concept of gay for pay roles underscores how studios manipulated actors' identities to fit a marketable mold, often at the cost of their true selves. This tension between public persona and private life reflects broader struggles within a culture that valued conformity over authenticity. Dean's legacy continues to spark conversations about the cost of fame and the hidden truths behind the characters we admire on screen. His life remains a powerful example of how the entertainment world shaped, and sometimes distorted, the identities of those who lived within it. As we wrap up our deep dive into the life and legacy of James Dean, it's time to shift gears and unveil a fascinating chapter that often flies under the radar. Let's rewind to 1948 and step into the world of Studio One, a groundbreaking anthology TV series that was a pioneer in live dramatic storytelling. What makes this series truly captivating is its raw, unfiltered approach to drama. Each episode a standalone story, charged with intense emotion and compelling characters. Here, a young James Dean took on roles that showcased his burgeoning talent and magnetic screen presence long before he became a Hollywood legend. His performances in Studio One not only hint at the rebellious spirit he would later embody, but also reveal a versatility and depth that make these early appearances a must-watch for any fan. Get ready to explore the unique blend of live theater and television that Studio One offered, and discover how it helped shape the iconic actor we remember today. Studio One, a television series emerging in the late 1940s and continuing through much of the 1950s, stands as a significant artifact from the early days of the television medium. Unlike the later decades where TV movies and serialized shows became the norm, this series exemplified a unique format of live, hour-long teleplays crafted specifically for television audiences. This approach lent a certain immediacy and theatrical quality to the productions, distinguishing them from both stage plays and cinematic films. One of the most remarkable aspects of Studio One is its contribution to storytelling and acting during this formative period. The scripts were often original and thoughtfully written, allowing for narratives that were both engaging and substantial. The acting, too, was frequently praised for its quality, with performers delivering compelling and nuanced portrayals that elevated the material. This combination of strong writing and performance helped Studio One earn a reputation as perhaps the best among similar anthology series of its time. The impact of Studio One extended beyond its original broadcasts, with some episodes serving as the foundation for later acclaimed films. A prime example is the adaptation of the teleplay 12 Angry Men, which transitioned from a live television drama to a classic film, demonstrating the enduring power of the stories first told on this platform. Despite its historical importance and artistic achievements, much of Studio One remains inaccessible to contemporary audiences. While a selection of episodes is available through archives such as archive.org, and some have been released by specialty distributors like Criterion and Alpha Video, the majority of the series is locked away in vaults, awaiting rediscovery. This scarcity adds a layer of challenge for those interested in exploring early television history, but also highlights the value of the episodes that are available. In summary, Studio One offers a fascinating glimpse into the early television landscape, showcasing live, original teleplays that combined excellent writing and acting. Its legacy is underscored by the successful adaptations of its material and its standing as a benchmark for quality in the anthology format. For enthusiasts of television history or dramatic storytelling, seeking out the available episodes of Studio One promises a rewarding experience, revealing a period when television was still finding its voice and experimenting with its unique capabilities.